What is anxiety? Anxiety is a person's emotional response when facing uncertainty or a stressful situation that they feel unprepared to handle. It is a common experience among students, especially when they are dealing with academic pressures, examinations, or group assignments. When students experience anxiety, they often face cognitive impairment, which means they have difficulty in concentrating, remembering information, and also making decisions. As a result, their study habits also become less effective. They tend to procrastinate, and their assignments start to pile up as deadline approach. If anxiety is not managed properly, students may feel overwhelmed and lose confidence in participating in class discussion, completing coursework, or preparing for their examinations. This can lead to poor academic performance and also lower examination results. So anxiety will not only affect students' emotional or mental well-being, but it also reduces their ability to learn effectively to achieve their academic potential.
Classroom anxiety is a significant barrier that prevents students from reaching their full academic potential. When apprehension is constant, learning quality and skill wouldn't suffer. In this report, we examine the root cause and consequence of the issue. And most importantly, we identify actionable solutions for educators to foster a more effective learning environment.
Now, let's discuss about what is the cause of anxiety among students. One of the big causes is force to engage with unfamiliar peers. When students are hit with sudden social demands without having time to build trust with each other first, it will trigger a distress response. Since environments with unfamiliar peers are completely unpredictable, students will perceive unfamiliar peers as uncertain threat. Hence, it will trigger a fight or flight response in their mind. When this happens, instead of completing their tasks assigned by the instructor, their mind will wander on how to manage their anxiety. And because of this, it will give many effects that will disrupt their effective learning.
Hi, my name is Nur Shohada Betino Azam. After ever stay silent in a group discussion, simply because you were afraid of being judged or rejected. You are not alone. The fear of criticism make many students anxious, exhausted, and eventually completely silent. When students feel their ideas won't be recognized, they shut down. According to research, this lack of peer support leads to isolation, low motivation, and a deep-seated anxiety about participating in the future. But there is a simple fix: support. When a peer group actively appreciate and validate each other's ideas, everything changes. A supportive environment boosts self-confidence, lowers anxiety, and motivates everyone to speak up. So, let's lift each other up because a little support goes a long way in shaping a better classroom experience.
One of the effects of forced exposure to unfamiliar peers is it may lead to procrastination among students. When students are assigned to do work with classmates they don't know, many of them feel uncomfortable, shy, or anxious. Because of these feelings, they may avoid communicating with their group members or delay starting their group assignments. Instead of working early, they keep postponing the task until the deadline gets closer. As a result, students have less time to study and revise for their examinations because they are busy rushing to finish their coursework. This lack of preparation will increase their stress and also anxiety, making it harder for them to concentrate and learn effectively. In addition, when unfinished assignments continue to accumulate, students will experience another layer of pressure. They become overwhelmed by the increased workload, which can reduce their motivation and negatively affect both their academic and also mental well-being. Overall, forced exposure to unfamiliar peers can indirectly cause procrastination, increase their stress level, and also reduce students' learning effectiveness if they are not given or they have not enough time to support and build comfortable working relationship with the peers.
Next, I will explain our first possible solution, which is strategic peer pairing. This solution aims to reduce student anxiety, especially during collaborative tasks. It involves pairing anxious students with classmates that they already feel safe and comfortable working with, such as same gender member. By doing this, teacher can create more supportive learning environment where students feel less stressed. There are several advantages to this approach. First, it can reduce student anxiety and increase their sense of personal safety. As students become more comfortable, they also gain confidence to share their ideas, communicate with others, and participate actively in class. This can eventually lead to a better academic performance. However, there are also some disadvantages. Students may become over-dependent on familiar peers, which can limit their personal growth and keep them in their comfort zone. In addition, this solution does not develop coping skill, so it may not fully prepare students to face unfamiliar academic or social situation in the future. Last but not least, this solution is insufficient long-term solution.
Next, our second recommendation is to conduct class activities that create a supportive and inclusive learning environment. This recommendation aims to help students adapt to university life while reducing anxiety, especially during their first few weeks on campus. To implement this solution, the faculty can organize class bonding programs at the beginning of each semester. These programs can include team building games, icebreaking sessions, and collaborative problem-solving activities. Students will work with classmates they have never met before, allowing them to interact, communicate, and build new friendships. By participating in these activities, students become more familiar with one another, which helps them feel more comfortable in class. As a result, they develop stronger social bonds and a greater sense of belonging. This can reduce anxiety caused by unfamiliarity and make it easier for students to communicate during group assignment and other academic activities. In the long term, students can adapt to university life more quickly, which may also improve their academic performance. However, there are some challenges. Organizing this program requires additional time, funding, and careful planning. In addition, some students may not be able to participate because of scheduling conflict or other commitments. To overcome these challenges, the faculty can integrate bonding activities into existing academic programs, such as orientation or tutorial sessions. They can also provide they can also provide flexible participation options to encourage more students to join. Overall, creating a supportive and inclusive learning environment through class bonding activities can help reduce student anxiety and promote a more positive university experience.
In conclusion, anxiety can negatively affect student academic performance, social skill, and their ability to adjust to university life. To address this issue, we propose two solutions, which is strategic peer pairing in collaborative tasks and class bonding activities to strengthen social connection. Together, this initiative helps students develop coping skills, social skills, and better mental well-being. We also recommended that universities should regularly evaluate this program and gather student feedback for continuous improvement. By implementing these supportive practices, university can create supportive learning environment and develop graduates who are academically capable and emotionally resilient.